Hello YouTube, James here. Today, got the long-awaited video of an 8-foot cage build, since that's one of the #1 comments I keep getting asked. And it's pretty much the same as the 4-foot builds, just adding 4 more feet. And as you can see, not cutting the boards today. The cuts are very simple and quick for to do at Lowe's on the paddle saw. Have a nice good straight cut. So the bottom and top pieces are actually 8 foot 1 inch is what the melamine sheets come. They're 1 inch above 8 foot, so they're 8 by 30 inch. So you'll have to make 2 cuts for the bottom and top of 8 foot by 30, and then the sides is the scrap that's left over, and it takes 2 sheets of melamine to build 1 cage. But the scrap that comes off the 30, the rest is for the back and the 2 sides, and you'll have a little bit of scrap left over in 19-inch wide. And we'll get on with starting this build step by step. Show you how it's done. Alright, now we got the liquid nail ran down for the back of the cage, have it clamped. Now to drill our holes and then countersink and then run the screws in. But I want to give a shout out to Lawrence over at Lowe's. He's the one who made these cuts, and he's been watching my channel, so shout out to Lawrence. Thank you for cutting. Alright, and now for the sides that be for the right and left side, up and down. It's going to be the same height as the scrap that was left over, but it's going to be 19, but these cuts are going to be 29 1/4. So you'll need that for the length of it to do the sides, and get the sides on. Same thing like the other cages. Run the bead of liquid nail, drill it, countersink your screws, and pretty much that'll be the sides just to do. And the front is open with the 2x2 for the track. So pretty easy, and we'll get this on and going and show you the next step. Alright, now got the top laid on and same size as the bottom, and be going through pre-drilling, countersinking, running the screws and your liquid nail. And after that will be the framework, the center support, and cutting for the track with the dado for the plexiglass. Alright, now top is done. Time to do the tracks. So got the boards cut to length on the radial arm saw for the bottom and top, and then find my measurement for the 2 sides that are going to be going and butting up against the bottom and top of the 2x2, and dado out all the grooves for 1/4 inch plexiglass. So we'll get this mounted up and show you the process after that. Alright, now getting ready to dado the bottom track. And remember, when you do the bottom tracks, they're shallower than the top track because you need to slide the glass up into the top and down. So it's a shallower cut for the bottom track we're using, and where the 4-foot cages I was able to run 1/8" plexiglass, so all I had to do was make one pass with the dado on the track. But since the 8-foot cages are going to have 1/4" plexiglass, I actually have to make 2 grooves in the 2x2 for it to slide in. And I'll get on dadoing this stick right now. No. All right, and as you can see, here is my 2 dadoed 1/4" cuts, and that's all you have to do for it. And this will be the bottom track for the plexiglass to sit in, and just got dado the top track. And then come through, got the tracks dadoed. So come through, run your liquid nail, and after you run the liquid nail, I already got my bead done. Gonna get the track put on, get it clamped down. And the other clamp for the other side. And after you get it clamped down, make sure that your 2x2 is exactly straight. That way there's no bow in it for the acrylic. You know, that way it has a good straight pass. And then drill your holes from the bottom and run your screws, but make sure your screws aren't long enough that are going to hit into the track that you dadoed out. And as the top track's dadoed out, like I said, you want to make sure it's deep enough, and that way when you slide the acrylic up in and down, it still has a channel. So you need a good deep track for the top. Alright, now time to liquid nail the top. After we got the bottom track on, time to do the top track. And now we'll be putting this one up. clamp it in, make sure it's all nice and straight. And the same process as the bottom. Keep it nice, straight, lined up. And most of these 2x2s have a bow. So when I dadoed them, I made sure that the bow was mostly facing this way, as it being bowed either up or the down direction. That way you could put pressure, screw it. But I tried to keep the bow not the length of the track. That way, not trying to fight too much of a bow going that way, but just the bow this way or this way. And it works out pretty good. And now for the next thing is our side pieces for the side supports. You want them to fit snug, but also they're dadoed out to where when you shut the doors, the door will fit in on each side. That way it keeps it secure in. That way you can shut it all the way in. And so now it's going to be mounting these up. Run your liquid nail and then drill your hole, countersink, put your screws in. I'm going to do that on both ends. And then the side supports will be on, and then time to move and build the center brace of the cage. Alright, now the center support, I got it cut, and got it cut to the exact measurements of your sides, which our sides are 19 even, and that way your cage stays even. So whatever your sides are going to be, where ours is 19, the center post needs to be that same size. And then same thing, got it in, got it measured where it needs to be center wise, and then to drill, and then countersink and run my screws in. And I put 4 screws on this one, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. And that's the center brace done. And all that will be left is to go through, caulk all the seams around the track and inside the cage, caulk all those seams, and then paint all the frame. We paint white, just a bright white high gloss on our cages. And we'll have to be getting the acrylic over at acrylic store we go to, which is Port Plastics. I've mentioned them on previous videos, but have to go there and get the acrylic. But this is one cage that we're building out of 2 right now, and then the other ones will come. But we got enough material to build 2 of these cages, so you'll be seeing these up in the snake room soon. Have a good day. And now, as you can see, the framework and all that's done. The caulking on all the seams is all done all the way around in the front behind the tracks. It's all sealed up, and on the front everything's sealed and good to go, and we'll get to showing the painting part of it. And now for painting all the edges. The first couple cages we use that iron-on roll stuff that you do to finish the seams, but had some problems with it and it coming off and whatnot. So what we've been doing is painting the cages. We got this one at Walmart, but it's a semi-gloss. We were looking for a high gloss, but the semi-gloss matches pretty well with the cage. And it makes it semi-gloss and high gloss an easier cleaning surface for you to wipe down. And we use it to paint all of the exposed edges, the wood for the tracks, and the beam. That way the whole cage is set up white and looking pretty. And it usually takes 2 coats for it to turn out real nice looking, but it'll give a nice wipeable surface, easier to clean. And we're going to start on that, get this stirred up, and start painting all of the structure and seams, and show you what the end result looks like. Alright, and for the feet, going to be putting on these rubber pads for feet. This is what they look like. They came from Ace, and the bummer part is the Lowe's and Home Depot over by us, they do not carry anything like this in their store. And we lucked out walking through Ace, and they have these in abundance there, so pick them up. And these feet are what's going to be going on the bottom of the cage. And putting them on, you want to put them on parts that are taking weight. So one's going to be up in the front corner, the back corner, right at the braces. That way they hold the weight good. And in the center brace, the back, and then this side. And that way the weight gets distributed, because if you put one off a little bit, the pressure from the cages is going to give it a bow. So trying to keep it all on pressure points. And as you can see, got the first coat of white paint on, and it's looking quite nice. Once this dries, give it the second coat, and this is done. And to head over to Port Plastics to still get the acrylic. With the holidays and all that, haven't had time to head over there and get all the acrylic we need for the 2 cages we're building. But get that up, show you the acrylic part, and how we mount the heat tape to underneath, which is, if you watched my rack video, is pretty much the same thing. A big zip tie, put the heat tape on, put the zip tie across, cut it to the length, and put your screws in, and the zip ties will hold it up against the bottom of the cage. But that's how that's done. A few people have asked in the comments, but it pretty much the same way as the rack with the heat tape. It's just doing it on the cage on a flat surface. So those are going to hold it. And get these feet on. That way we can get this cage off of the horse stands and start on the second.